Okay, I'm just gonna do a little video about the new meta that's coming up on 7.22. It's gonna be the end of the tank jungle meta, basically. I'm just in practice mode so I can focus on this main video is focusing on, and that's gonna be talking about the new meta. Well, I'm pretty happy that Season 8 is gonna be more focus on the carry jungle, because I always loved playing the carry jungle role. I hated Season 7 because every time I played a Season 7, if I get ahead and I was shut down, the enemy team would get like 3 free level for one of them. And even if I played in a counter jungle, basically, I'm just testing. Like, let's say every time you play the game,
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay. But anyways, for the new meta, it's most likely gonna become carry jungles who
Minions have spawned.
Fall before strength.
for the new meta is most likely going to be carry jungles. Why is that? They're removing ESP catch-up, basically where you can kill. Like, basically, if you kill an enemy that is ahead, you gain, like, free experience for just being behind. That's extremely broken. Because you can be behind and not be punished for being bad. Now, with that being removed, tank jungler, who normally when you jungle as a tank jungler, you'll be behind. And as a tank jungler, when you're behind, you can abuse ESP catch-up by just killing one of the enemy laners who's usually ahead. Like, top lane would normally be ahead, mid lane would normally be ahead. And if you get top or mid lane, one time you'll gain your ESP and you don't even need a full tier, which is very unfair for good jungler who are like carry jungle. Like, as a mastery main, I could easily go counter jungle this, like, let's say I counter this whole jungle, but the tank jungler just go gank, like, let's say mid and he's low. Try to all in but failed, and then the enemy jungler, like, oh, I see enemy Yasuo, he tried to all in but he failed. He flashed and everything, tried to flash and get the kill but he failed. Then he comes and gank, get a successful gank, and he gets like 1 or 2 levels because of like his speed catch up and just basically abuse it. After that, all the counter jungling that I just did became pointless. Because the point of counter jungling is to put the enemy jungler behind. So basically me going into the enemy jungle, spending my time to ward it like how I normally would. A good spot would be here. Another good spot would be here where they enter. Actually, I prefer here. It's a good area to ward. Provide vision if an enemy comes through here. Enemy comes through here. Basically these 3 points here if you're gonna start doing the war. And this is just a sandbox mode, so I don't really care what happens. But anyways, the end of the tank jungling and the start of carry jungle. And it's hard to freaking focus and talk at the same time. Okay. Anyways, I can't talk while playing. Anyways, well, mainly Lee Sin, Evelyn, Cho'Gath is gonna be one of the only tank that survives. Basically all the other tank junglers will probably become too non-meta because they won't be able to abuse ESP catch-up. It'll be too hard for them to clear efficiently, and they cleared the jungle way too slow. Rammus isn't gonna snowball as hard as anymore because there is no ESP catch-up. He was able to abuse that pretty well because it's pretty hard to. Back in season 6, Rammus was pretty okay and not that good for clearing the jungle. He did have good jungle clear speed because of his freaking armor buff, and then it does armor damage like a wannabe Thornmail AoE, which was broken to Raptor, but Raptor was only 4 back then too. And then for Lee Sin, he's gonna be pretty good again because he's gonna be able to do his thing, counter jungle, put the enemy jungler behind, gank, get very ahead, and feed and hard carry. The hype about Udyr, how he becomes OP, I don't really recommend him for higher elo games. He's pretty OP right now, but it's not hard to basically beat Udyr as long as he's not fed. All you have to do is counter jungle him like Lee Sin, counter jungle, hit him in a spot where he can't really 1v1 duel or make him in a situation where he's 1v3. Basically, you don't want to do Udyr because he can just CC you and out-trade you basically. And even 2 people, he can out-trade 2 people easily. You're gonna go for him, and while he's split push, I recommend 3 people, but I'll put your team in a 2v4, which disadvantage will give you a lot of disadvantage. Oh man, thinking. But season 7 mainly helped the support and tank jungler. Basically, season 8 will be the end of season 7, basically, meaning no more tank junglers and no more freaking support meta crap like the Arden Sensor. I hated the Arden Sensor. Basically, it was like if your freaking bottom laner was losing and they built Arden Sensor last, your lane, your whole game basically means you're gonna lose. Cause then you either had a Soraka, Sona, or somebody who can abuse freaking Arden Sensor, and then basically ADC would get so fed that you can't even fucking team fight. And then it gets late game and all your lanes are losing. You have to group to at least try to win, but you can't win because your bottom laner was losing. And then you try to group fight the enemy ADC can pick you off. You try to engage, you get CC'd, and the ADC just pokes you down and you die, and then they just kite away. Can't even get close. They nerfed it Arden Sensor because of that bullshit. Then second came, and then the tank jungler meta was even worse here, where tank jungler just abused the ESP catch-up. Basically, you can literally not do anything. Farm partial jungle or do a full clear right away. Or farm partial jungle, double buff, red. Get level 3, gank mid or top. Since you're a tank jungler, you have some sort of CC and you're tanky, so you won't die. You don't really have to worry about being counter ganked because you got either some sort of CC escape. Rammus, you can just friggin' basically use your freaking armor thing become like unkillable, haunt them so they kill themselves even faster, make their carry freaking focus you and their jungler focus you, and then your freaking top laner or mid laner can just fucking kill the shit out of the enemy. If you're like a Cho'Gath, you can just silence him, but he doesn't really have any form besides his knockup. The Wani can just fucking stun the shit out of you. You probably won't be able to escape, and you'll probably die before you even escape. And the worst part was since she was level 3 and the top laner was level 4 or mid laner was level 4, after that kill she gets free ESP, then go back into her jungle, finish her clears, and get level 5 or level 6. And then as a carry jungler, you're still being in your jungle trying to power farm and hard carry and hard snowball. You'll be looking for those ganks that are 100%, but then you won't have that same tanky snowballing like feeling as a tank jungler would in this current meta because it's so punishing. And even if you get ahead, if you give one death to the tank jungler, they'll just gain 3 free ESP level. Like, ESP catch-up was such a bad idea. As soon as they added ESP catch-up, all the carry jungler was losing so hard. Like, why would you want to play a carry jungler who basically, if you die one time as a carry jungler and you're supposed to carry the game, and then the enemy just gives free 3 ESP for no apparent reason when you're doing so good and you're so ahead, and you worked hard for those ESP, like to be 3 level ahead with 200, 300 freaking CS. And with the current metas in Season 7, it was so bad that whenever you get ahead, you get punished for being ahead. If you get shut down, that literally could mean good game. Because you gave like so much gold to the enemy and so much experience to the enemy. It's like you literally have to play a 20 kill, 0 death game just to freaking win. And through actually climbing, I'm going to be very legit. Like most high elo players say, oh yeah, you just got to grind and grind and grind and play a lot of games to climb elo and have above 55 to 60% win rate. You know how many games that is? That's like over 200 something games just to climb to, like, let's say Diamond and Masters, probably like way more. And you're out of like 500, 400 games, you'll probably win like 260 something. Let's be honest. I can look at any challenger player right now and they have like shitloads of wins but shitload of losses. Let's see. Like, I literally mean it. And Panzer Dragon's one of my favorite streamers. He's like, see, look at this. Losses. They climb to here because they have like, you slowly climb up. But why does it have to be so slow? Why do you have to spend like 6 months just to get to here? Like if you start a brand new account and you try to climb to here, it'll take you like almost a year. Or maybe like 3 years. Because you basically, if you're brand new to game, if you're not like those blessed, gifted people who are starting in their like already in gold to platinum to diamond elos, skill wise, where they play mobile games like Dota, Smite, and all these similar MOBA games where the gameplay, learning how to CS and all that is already drilled into your head, it's gonna be pretty tough to climb. Especially when you're gonna play over like hundreds and hundreds of games, basically. It's not easy for a regular person who barely plays 5 match, 1 or 2 match ranked matches a day. Because literally, I mean, in the grind all day just to climb. Um, I'm gonna be honest. Many people work and they do things in life to climb. So the new meta is gonna help all the people who like to play carry jungle, who loves to play and get ahead. Like as a Master Yi main, I love how I always was like level 15 to 18 and the enemy was all level 10 or level 11 or level 12 and I'm like 5, 6 level ahead. Back in season 6, I was able to do that. I was so far ahead. I was able to just snowball the game, win and win and win. And playing Jax, Xin Zhao, Tryndamere, I don't play tank junglers. I hate tank junglers. They're kind of boring because all you do. Rammus is fun. Let's see. And what the fuck? Does not. I was a Jax main. Like when I very first started this game, I was a Jax main. I was like Jax was the shit. I love how he used to be able to dodge all form attack with this freaking fuck I forgot. One of the skill it does CC and evasion. Then you press R and you become tanky as fuck. And then you can just freaking jump strike, like leap to freaking ward hop for a gap closer, ward hop into enemy, ward hop out. Like basically into like let's say you're in mid and you pop a freaking ward into your rafter and jump over and then the enemy flashes into there and then you can either flash out or use as outplayed, hit them once. Basically if they flash in they're not gonna have vision of you first. You can land a free auto and outplay there and CC them because they don't have vision that you turned on your freaking CC. Basically you evade like one or two auto attacks, auto like one or two times, land your CC, and you can outplay. Uh, Normally high elo player wouldn't fucking follow, but anything under platinum they make dumb plays like that. Even low diamonds, anything under diamond 2 basically, they make very very funny plays. Like I'm pretty sure all the higher elo players or even bronze, silver, gold players even have seen dumb plays where enemy makes stupid chases and they all die. But all the carry jungler who love how like you love to freaking farm your jungle, get ahead, snowball by getting one or two kills, get ahead, counter jungle. Basically, I love to do this pathing where I freaking counter jungle right off the bat. In higher elo, it's kind of harder, but basically, I just this works in higher elo because I like to play super safe. I don't recommend it for um basically anything above diamond 3 to 2 because the enemy will finally know how to rotate better. If you try to invade red side, because normally I invade red side as Master Yi, I don't do that in like diamond games because I always get cheesed. Like you face check the first push and there's like top lane and mid lane there already, and if your mid laner and top laner are not there with you, you're gonna die. Like you're gonna get either CC by the top laner, you're gonna get attacked by the mid laner, unless you're smart and Actually, if you play like Lee Sin, you probably just die. Kazik, you'll die. Rengar, you'll die if you're playing those champions. Master, yeah, can Q for advantage. I don't engage with Q. I auto, then Q. Or auto, double track Q. But normally you only land one or two autos and then they run away and then you have to use Q as a gap closer, then you double strike. And normally early game, by the time you do that, they're dead. Let me think. If you go into the bush, normally you face check, you die. Face checking is bad. If you don't have vision, you shouldn't do it too. But I always like, I'm just giving this example. I always like this starting enemy red. Steal enemy red, ward the bush near Raptor, or ward over it. So you have a longer distance of vision. You can even ward, like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't have something visually, like, let's say the bush is like right, oh fuck, it doesn't even see my mouse. The bush near the chicken, you can place a ward in that chicken bush, like right next to the chicken on that, how do you say, let's say you're doing chicken and you know that closest bush to the chicken there. You ward that bush, you clear their chicken, you do shuttle, then you go to your blue, then your grump, then your wolf. You can either back to be safe if you're low, or do a full clear. After that full clear, you can back and buy your items. I recommend the machete, like the first jungle item, like the buff. I don't know how to explain it. On your boots, depending on whatever you are, you want to buy like daggers if you're like Matthew or like a duelist champion. Lee Sin, you can buy. Let me think. I don't like Warrior on Lee Sin. I prefer Cinderhawk, Green Cinderhawk, in fact, because I love placing a bunch of wards. I don't really play Lee Sin. In fact, I'm gonna play like a few games of Lee Sin, but he's actually pretty fun. You can ward hop around. Have a lot of vision because you have Cinderhawk Green. Plays a shitload of vision. Do a 3-point vision basically so your ADC doesn't die. 90% of the time ADC die because there's no freaking vision. And then even if you know where the enemy jungler is, because you know where they path, how they path, look at their C. That's basically a trick, is looking at their freaking how many CS the enemy jungler has. Unless they take in minions from lanes. That's the only time it's hard to freaking tell. Because then they get like a random amount and you try to guess and go in there and finds out they're still doing the freaking jungle. Like, oh, free kill. Anyway, I always liked it. The point was, I always liked it counter jungling. And I hated the fact that I was being punished for counter jungling. Like, who likes being counter jungle for counter jungling? Like, that's unfair. Like, I counter jungle, enemies junglers behind now. But then they get one successful gank. And because they're behind and the lowest on ESP, ESP catch-up gave them free ESP for killing enemies who were 1 or 2 level ahead. And they gained like 2 free levels. How is that fair? I just counter jungle and they gain 2 free level for being behind and not farming their jungle. And being counter jungle. And they didn't even counter jungle me back. How is that fair? Like, they're not being a good jungler, they're not being proactive, they're just looking for kills. And 90% of the kills were just KSs for other junglers. They didn't even look for kills, like potential kills. Like, if the enemy jungler was really pushed and you could get behind them and kill them. Like, it wasn't that kind. It was they're low and they got tower dive. And it wasn't even a minion crash dive where there was a huge minion wave from the enemy team coming under my tower and the enemy jungler dive. It wasn't even that kind. It was a bad trade from my team member. Then the enemy team just gank. They just freaking tower dive them with no freaking minion, which is kind of retarded. Gain like 2 free levels so you survive the dive. And how's that fair? And if I go and try to prevent that while being ahead, I could prevent it, but I won't gain much ESP or gold because I was ahead. So it was basically a waste of time. And then I could have gained more ESP by farming my own jungle and focusing on objectives. It's like not rewarding to help my team member, but then preventing them from dying can help you win the game. So this meta, like how I felt with season 7, it was so focused on team play. Like, if you see your team getting ganked, you had to help them. If they fall behind, you lose the game. If your laners lose the game, it's like pretty much a good game. It was to a point where carry jungle couldn't even carry the game. Like, there was so much that involved. Like, if it gets past the 25 mark and you weren't carrying the game, where you weren't ending the game, it would mean good game. Like, early game jungler were so garbage this patch. And then tank junglers were able to be invincible by late game because they have so much tanky item, they wouldn't die. And they just CC and their ADC was fed, then they would just tank the shit and peel the shit for the ADC. The ADC would just carry them to victory. And then if the team had like a non-tank jungler, no tank, or any form of Ardent Sensor, or basically CC, you would lose very hard. Like, it's easy to play against. Like, all you had to do was build. Fuck, I have to rebuild my fucking master. Delete one of the page from mistake. It's gonna be my new page that I'm doing. I saw what's her face use it? Yomus. I was like, oh, that's actually a smart build. I'm actually gonna use this because it gives me tenacity, which basically means negating CC. And this is actually pretty broken. I'm basically looking for builds that will help me I'm thinking next I'm just gonna rebuild my mastery main page. Basically for this season I'm running Fury, I just show you what I'm running. I'm just basically running whatever gives me the most AD or damage. Usually running bounty hunter, you wanna be safe. Sword, you want damage right off the bat. It gives you 3% right off the bat instead of having to kill This doesn't help you early game whatsoever. Early game gives you the faster jungle clear, more AD. Obviously, Masteries is gonna go with AP because you do AD. Fervor Battle is the most damage. Thunderlord, I'll show you the next page I use. Go damage wise. You have to go like this. But then I go with Assassin because I'm going to be assassinating people. Basically, I'm gonna aim for killing them as fast as possible. And dangerous game because the reset can save your life. And this is what I use for Mastery because it gives the most damage output. You could run Greenfather, but it doesn't really help you 1v5. And in solo queue, you want to learn to 1v5. And the resetting, because I normally use Q to dodge skill shot, and when I'm in teamfight, I use Q so that I don't get hit by any skill shot or CC, basically, so I don't die. I also kind of like Warlord Bloodlust because it's kind of like a Storm Raider Surge, kind of in a way. And what I mean by that is every time this procs energize, it grants you like 30 movement speed for like 0.75 second, and you'd be shocked how much that actually helps you. It's like pressing heal every time this procs. Like, it might be very little, but it's game changing. Like on Master Yi, when I alpha someone and it hits, and I could use that as a gap closer. Like my gap closing becomes so good, and my kiting becomes more efficient. Like with Warlord Bloodlust. It also gives you a little bit of sustain. The sustain is so garbage, but it's okay. But I prefer even grasping of the undying is better sustain. Like 1.5 your max HP is a lot. Like compared to this. Kills you for like 5 to 40% of your attack damage, and you probably do like 90, so you gain like 5 to 40%, and 90% you're gonna gain like 5%. Which is like probably like, say early game you do like 100 damage and you gain like 5%, you probably gain like 5 or 10 HP. Oh damn, that's like nothing. And I run Savagery because 5 extra damage to me and monster makes a big ass difference. It allows you to clear faster. You can also use Wonder if you're trying to go around and looking for those gank a lot faster when you don't really need move speed. Mastery has one of the highest move speed in the game. The 2% increased damage, you're going to be looking for 100% kills. 90% of the time when your team member all in, they die. So I just run Assassin because I always end up 1v1. And my laners are never there whenever they need to. Or if I engage, my laner normally runs away and don't help. Even in higher elo, players try to play safe and they would rather, let's say, let you die than freaking die too. And they would rather try to survive than to help you secure a kill. I don't know why some people have that mentality instead of helping their team members. In high elo, I don't get why some player does this too. They're like so passive, like they don't belong in that elo. Like if you see your team members fighting and you have vision of the enemy jungler and you have vision that he just went bottom side and you're top side, and you know where mid is and mid is still at mid trying to push the lane, and you see your jungler coming in and attacking the enemy, but you're low and you run away, you don't help your jungler. Your jungler is one level behind, but he's expecting you to come in and at least do some poke damage, and you still run away even though you have all your skills up and you still have full mana. You're low, but you have your CC up, and your jungler can like 90% the enemy, but he can't do enough damage to finish him off. But if you CC them, he can. And then you don't have the confidence to help your jungler because you're scared that you'll die. You're like, oh yeah, this is a bad play. If I go in, I'll die. And then if my jungler dies, that's 2 deaths. And that's 2 deaths to the enemy. And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna let my jungler die then. Run away. You run away, your jungler dies, and you still die under tower. It's like, come on, really? What could you done there? What could you done better? You could have went in, auto attack, run away as bait, let your jungler attack the enemy, then CC so that right before they're gonna land any skill shot on you, then run away, then let your jungler kill them. That's what you should have played. Like in so many situations where I saw like outplays that were able to, like, let's say, oh fuck, I'm so much sidetracking right now. Fuck. Sorry. But the point of this video was that this is the end of the freaking tank meta, and this is the start of carry jungle. So basically all your carry champions are back, and fuck all these tank champions that are garbage as fuck. And no offense to all you tank junglers out there, but you're gonna see a lot of Vibe, Lee Sin, fuck Volibear. You're gonna see Kha'Zix, Rengar, all these. I don't want to see Ivern. He was annoying back then because he fucking counter jungled the shit out of you and you couldn't do shit. Ivern, I don't know, he might be a 50-50. Nidalee's back, I know that for sure. Lee Sin is back. Shaco, he's gonna be very annoying. Jax is for sure. Xin Zhao's tanky and does shitload of damage. His rework made him broken. TF is definitely gonna be mid lane god. Yasuo too. I like these 2 champs. Basically all your hard carry basically are gonna be back. And Diablo Fate is gonna be happy because he could play his freaking Graves again. Wait, was it Gangplank or Grave? I forgot, I don't know. But all those players who fucking hate this new meta and like the freaking I can AFK farm to victory, or basically counter jungler and farm and play super safe and gank and get super ahead, you can do that again. But there is a little bit of ESP catch up on main. I'm kind of scared. If Jungle Bus gives more ESP catch up, I'm just scared of this little possibility that some player might abuse it. Like mid lane, always take blue buff. There could be a possibility where, because they're buffing the ESP catch up. Well, there's no ESP catch up for laners, but for jungler there is. But mid laner always take blue buff, so I'm thinking if somehow they got the blue buff and gained ESP catch up while behind, that could be a bad problem. Like if an enemy counter jungle your blue, then they have a free blue, then their mid laner takes blue. That could snowball their mid laner kind of hard. Plus, blue will give more ESP catch up now because it's not based on how much monster there is. It's based on epic monsters. So looking for raptors. I don't really counter jungle for buffs. Like, I do counter jungler and try to take the buff, but they're kind of hard. It's easier to take away Wolf or Gump. Wolf is more rewarding, but it puts you in like a bad spot if you're trying to look for escape. 90% of the time you get caught at Wolf, you're going to try to look for an execute. Grump is easier to take. Raptor is easier to take. Plus you can soak. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Jungler and try to take the buff, but they're kind of hard. It's easier to take away Wolf or Gump. Wolf is more rewarding, but it puts you in like a bad spot if you're trying to look for escape. 90% of the time you get caught at Wolf, you're going to try to look for an execute. Let's see. This main video is focusing on, and that's going to be talking about the new meta. Well, I'm pretty happy that Season 8 it's going to be more focused on the carry jungle, because I always loved playing the carry jungle role. I hated Season 7 because every time I played a Season 7, if I get ahead and I was shut down, the enemy team would get like 3 free level for one of them. And even if I played and I counter jungle, basically, I'm just listening. Like, let's say every time you play the game, okay. But anyways, for the new meta, it's most likely gonna become carry jungles who for the new meta, it's most likely going to be carry jungles. Why is that? They're removing ESP catch-up, basically where you can kill. Like, basically, if you kill an enemy that is ahead, you gain like free experience for just being behind. That's extremely broken because you can be behind and not be punished for being bad. Now, with that being removed, tank jungler who normally when you jungle as a tank jungler, you'll be behind. And as a tank jungler, when you're behind, you can abuse ESP catch-up by just killing one of the enemy laners who's usually ahead. Like, top lane would normally be ahead, mid lane would normally be ahead. And if you get top or mid lane, one time, you'll gain your ESP and you don't even need a full clear. Just got chairs for good jungler who are like hair jungle, like as a mastery main. I could easily go counter jungle this, like let's say I counter this whole jungle, but the tank jungler just go gank like let's say mid and he's low. Try to all in but failed, and then the enemy jungler like, oh, I see enemy Yasuo, he tried to all in but he failed. He flashed and everything, tried to flash and get the kill but he failed. Then he comes and gank, get a successful gank, and he gets like 1 or 2 level thing because of the ESP catch up and just basically abuse it. After that, all the counter jungling that I just did became pointless. Because the point of counter jungling is to put the enemy jungler behind. So basically me going into the enemy jungle, spending my time to ward it like how I normally would. A good spot would be here. Another good spot would be here where they enter. Actually, I prefer here. It's a good area to ward. To provide vision if an enemy comes through here. Enemy comes through here. Be basically these 3 points here if you're gonna start doing the ward. And this is just a sandbox mode, so I don't really care. But anyways, the end of the tank jungling and the start of carry jungling. And it's hard to freaking focus. It's not at the same time. Anyways, I can't type right now. Anyways, well, mainly Lee Sin, Evelyn, Cho'Gath is gonna be one of the only tank that survives. Basically all the other tank junglers will probably become too non-meta because they won't be able to abuse ESP catch-up. It'll be too hard for them to clear efficiently, and they cleared the jungle way too slow. Rammus isn't gonna snowball as hard as anymore because there is no ESP catch-up. He was able to abuse that pretty well because it's pretty hard to... Back in Season 6, Rammus was pretty okay and not that good for clearing the jungle. He did have good jungle clear speed because of his freaking armor buff, and then it does armor damage like a wannabe Thornmail AoE, which was broken into Raptor, but Raptor was only 4 back into. And then for Lee Sin, he's gonna be pretty good again because he's gonna be able to do his thing, counter jungle, put the enemy jungler behind, gank, get very ahead, and feed and hard carry. The hype about Udyr, how he becomes OP, I don't really recommend him for higher elo games. He's pretty OP right now, but it's not hard to basically beat Udyr as long as he's not fed. All you have to do is counter jungle him, like Lee Sin, counter jungle, hit him in a spot where he can't really 1v1 duel or make him in a situation where he's 1v3. Basically, you don't want to do Udyr because he can just CC you and outtrade you basically, and even 2 people, he can outtrade 2 people easily. You're gonna go for him, and while he split push, I recommend 3 people, but I'll put your team in a 2v, probably 2v4, which is disadvantage. Easy 11s. Oh man. But Season 7 mainly helped the support and tank jungler. Basically, Season 8 will be the end of Season 7, basically, meaning no more tank junglers and no more fucking support meta. crap like the Arden sensor. I hated the Arden sensor. Basically, it was like if your freaking bottom laner was losing and they built Arden sensor last, your lane, your whole game basically means you're gonna lose. Cousin, you either had a Soraka, Sona, or somebody who can abuse freaking Arden sensor, and then basically ADC would get so fed that you can't even fucking team fight. And then it gets late game and all your lanes are losing. You have to group to at least try to win, but you can't win because your bottom laner is losing. And then you try to group fight the ADC, enemy ADC can pick you off. You try to engage, you get CC'd, and the ADC just pokes you down and you die, and then they just kite away. Can't even get close. They nerfed it Arden Sister because of that bullshit. Then second came, well, and then the tank jungler meta was even worse here, where tank jungler just abused the ESP catch-up. Basically, you can literally not do anything. Farm partial jungle or do a full clear right away. Or farm partial jungle, double buff, red. Get level 3, gank, mid or top. Since you're a tank jungler, you have some sort of CC and you're tanky, you won't die. You don't really have to worry about being counter ganked because you got either some sort of CC escape, Rammus, you can just friggin' basically use your freaking armor thing, become like unkillable, haunt them so they kill themselves even faster, make their carry freaking focus you and their jungler focus you, and then your freaking top laner or mid laner can just fucking kill the shit out of the enemy. If you're like a Cho'Gath, you can just silence him, but he doesn't really have any form besides his knockout. The Lonnie can just fucking stun the shit out of you. You probably won't be able to escape and you'll probably die before you can escape. And the worst part was since she was level 3 and the top laner was level 4 or mid laner was level 4, after that kill she gets free ESP, then go back into her jungle, finish her clears, and get level 5 or level 6. And then as a carry jungler, you're still being in your jungle trying to power farm and hard carry and hard snowball. You'll be looking for those ganks that are 100%, but then you won't have that same tanky snowballing like feeling as a tank jungler would in this current meta because it's so punishing. And even if you get ahead, if you give one death to the tank jungler, they'll just gain 3 free ESP levels. Like, ESP catch-up is such a bad idea. As soon as they added ESP catch-up, all the carry jungler was losing so hard. Like, why would you want to play a carry jungler who basically, if you die one time as a carry jungler and you're supposed to carry the game, and then the enemy just gives free 3 ESP for no apparent reason when you're doing so good and you're so ahead. And you worked hard for those ESP, like to be 3 level ahead with 200, 300 freaking CS. And with the current metas in Season 7, it was so bad that whenever you get ahead, you get punished for being ahead. If you get shut down, that literally can mean good game. Because you gave like so much gold to the enemy and so much experience to the enemy. It's like you literally have to play a 20 kill, 0 death game just to freaking win. And through actually climbing, I'm gonna be very legit. Like most high elo players say, oh yeah, you just gotta grind and grind and grind and play a lot of games, climb elo, and have above 55 to 60% win rate. You know how many games that is? That's like over 200 something games just to climb to, like, let's say diamond and masters, probably like way more. And you're out of like 500, 400 games, you'll probably win like 260 something. Let's be honest, I can look at any challenger player right now and they have like shitloads of wins but shitload of losses. Like, I literally mean it. And Panzer Dragon's one of my favorite streamers. He's like, see, look at this. Losses. They climb to here because they have like, you slowly climb up. But why does it have to be so slow? Why do you have to spend like 6 months just to get to here? Like if you start a brand new account and you try to climb to here, it'll take you like almost a year. Or maybe like 3 years. Because you basically, if you're brand new to the game, if you're not like those blessed, gifted people who are starting and they're like hurrying gold to platinum to diamond elos, skill wise, where they play mobile games like Dota, right? And all these similar MOBA games where the gameplay, learning how to CS and all that is already drilled into your head, it's gonna be pretty tough to climb. Especially when you're gonna play over like hundreds and hundreds of games. Basically. It's not easy for a regular person who barely plays 5 match, 1 or 2 match ring matches a day. Because literally, I mean, in the grind all day just to climb. I'm gonna be honest. Many people work and they do things in life to climb. So the new meta is gonna help all the people who like to play carry jungle, who loves to play and get ahead. Like as a Master Yi main, I love how I always was like level 15 to 18 and the enemy was all level 10 or level 11 or level 12 and I'm like 5-6 level ahead. Back in season 6, I was able to do that. I was so far ahead. I was able to just snowball the game, win and win and win. And playing Jax, Zinzao, Tryndamere, I don't play tank junglers. I hate tank junglers. They're kind of boring because all you do. Rammus is fun. And what the fuck is not sure. I was a Jax main. Like when I very first started this game, I was a Jax main. I was like, Jax was the shit. I love how he used to be able to dodge all form attack with this freaking fuck, I forgot. One of the skill, it does CC and evasion. Then you press R and you become tanky as fuck. And then you can just freaking jump strike, like leap to freaking ward hop for a gap closer, ward hop into ward hop out. Like basically into like, let's say you're in mid and you pop a freaking ward into your rafter and jump over it, and then the enemy flashes into there, and then you can either flash out or use as outplayed, hit them once. Basically, if they flash in, they're not gonna have vision of you first. You can land a free auto and outplay there and CC them because they don't have vision that you turned on your freaking CC. Basically, you evade like 1 or 2 auto attacks, auto them like 1 or 2 times, land your CC, and you can outplay them. Normally, high elo player wouldn't fucking follow, but anything under platinum, they make dumb plays like that. Even low diamonds, anything under diamond 2, basically, they make very, very funny plays. Higher elo players, or even bronze, silver, gold players even have seen dumb plays take stupid chases and they all died. But all the carry jungler who love how, like, you love to freaking farm your jungle, get ahead, snowball by getting 1 or 2 kills, get ahead, counter. I mean, yeah, you play like Lee Sin, you probably just die. They're dead. Let's say the bush is like right off. Then, depending on he's actually like, always like 50% of the kills were gold because I was ahead. So it was basically a waste of time. And I could have gained more XP by farming my own jungle and focusing on objectives. It's like not rewarding to help my team member, but then preventing them from dying can help you win the game. So this meta, like how I felt with season 7, was so focused on team play. Like, if you see your team getting ganked, you had to help them. If they fall behind, you lose the game. If your laners lose the game, it's like pretty much good game. It was to the point where carry jungle couldn't even carry the game. Like, there's so much that involved. Like, if it gets past the 25 mark and you weren't carrying the game, where you weren't ending the game, it would mean good game. Like, early game jungler were so garbage. And then tank junglers were able to be invincible by late game because they have so much tanky item they wouldn't die, and they just CC and their ADC was fed, then they would just tank the shit and kill the shit for the ADC. The ADC would just carry them to victory. And then if the team had like a non-tank jungler, no tank or any form of ardent sensor or basically CC, you will lose very, very hard. Like, it's easy to play against. Like, all you had to do was build. Fuck, I have to rebuild my fucking ass or delete my page from this shit. It's gonna be my new page that I'm doing. So, what's the face use it? Yomus. I was like, oh, that's actually a smart build.